Hello and welcome to SKTV. This is Primetime English News, and as usual, first, the headlines. Irabot Foundation demands fair compensation for farmers who have been affected by flood, drought and conflict in the state. Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences (JNIMS) resumed services from today, including OPD and emergency operations after the hospital's operations were halted for days due to recent flood. Government issues census notification. Census of population will begin from March 1st, 2027. And Union Home Minister Amit Shah directs state relief commissioners to prepare district disaster management plan for each district in the next 90 days. And now the news in detail. President of Irabot Foundation Manipur, KH Gopen, has emphasized that security forces stationed in the state must either effectively safeguard farmers during cultivation or be withdrawn to their respective states. He further urged the government to ensure timely compensation for Manipur's farmers, emphasizing their struggles due to floods, droughts and the ongoing 2-year-long conflict. The statement was made during the 29th Foundation Day of Irabot Foundation Manipur, which was organized at Manipur Press Club today. Speaking further, KH Gopen said that the changing climate and rainfall pattern in the state have severely affected the productivity of farmers, which in turn affects the state's economy. A public discussion on the topic, climate action and economic generation through agricultural activities, was also conducted as part of the observance.
Longmi sing se chahi ahum mari thongna phagi lo uba yarak dam sing se 2023 gi compensation na haiku mana da yomba compensation ama achi su kharib khaki rabi da thariba compensation sing si di kanana pi bi ge ba sa san ok mangi ba sing sina nga nu mangi sing sina sigi compensation na kadai aduga 2024 gi compensation na hajipok da siki mo bi bi da na koi gi keno da tham sing se aduna compensation gi sang se 2024 2025 si da di akoi di lo uzage lo uba yaroi da borga na sangam amada lupa lakh amadagi tadana indagomena masi choi choi dana 2024 gi si pigadabni aduga 2025 ki oinana koi lokpham singa se lo pari ama koi sangam ama bok thadok dana lo uba yana na ba noina koi gi damak to honagadabni natragana koi gi damak security oina lak pirbe singse manipur thado sa pigro koi na thokpa koi langamna ba isa gi sinjak se ningdamna puthok saraka na puk thanna sajama manaba khunai ama koi oina na hona jarge.
Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences (JNIMS) resumed its service from today after the hospital's operation were halted for days due to recent inundation. The hospital started attending to patients at OPD, while the academic activities for PG undergraduate medical students have also resumed in the institute. Speaking to SKTV News, Director of JNIMS, Professor L. Usharani said, the recent flooding incident had rendered the hospital inoperable since June 2nd. While thanking Manipur Fire Service Department, MSPDCL, Minor Irrigation, Water Resources Department and other organizations for helping in rescue and cleanup work, Professor L. Usharani said most of the services in the hospital will begin from today, including emergency operations. However, planned operations, routine laboratory service will take some time. The director also maintained that damage report has not been received to ascertain how much damages and losses the hospital has suffered during the flood.
JNIMS flood chidayamna sathina sokpa mafam am oidana pura sizinnabe yadana function tawbe yadana lerakpadu koi hojik power supply phajana phange water supply resume tawre matungda akoina hangjarakpani machine khara di soi x-ray machine na singba khara ador ko su koi standby ama tawraga koi services singji ꯍꯧꯅꯅꯕ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯦ OPD ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁ ꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯏꯃꯔꯖꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁ ꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯏꯃꯔꯖꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯑꯣꯄꯔꯦꯁꯟꯗꯤ ꯇꯧꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟ ꯑꯣꯄꯔꯦꯁꯟꯗꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯈꯔ ꯆꯪꯈꯤꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯣꯄꯔꯦꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯗ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯂꯩꯕ OTꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯀꯣꯟꯅꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯅ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁꯇꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯂꯦꯕꯣꯔꯦꯇꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯄꯦꯁꯦꯟ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁ ꯄꯤꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯏꯃꯔꯖꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯂꯦꯕꯣꯔꯦꯇꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯇꯤ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯔꯨꯇꯤꯟ ꯂꯦꯕꯣꯔꯦꯇꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯇꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯑꯦꯖꯦꯟꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯄꯥꯋꯔ ꯁꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯏ ꯂꯩꯇꯕꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯅ ꯔꯤꯑꯦꯖꯦꯟ ꯈꯔ ꯃꯥꯡ ꯇꯥꯛꯄ ꯈꯔ ꯌꯥꯎꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯍꯨꯟꯗꯣꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨ ꯔꯤꯖ꯭ꯌꯨꯝ ꯇꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯔꯨꯇꯤꯟ ꯂꯦꯕꯣꯔꯦꯇꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯔꯚꯤꯁꯇꯤ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯔꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯦꯀꯥꯗꯦꯃꯤꯛ ꯑꯦꯛꯇꯤꯚꯤꯇꯤꯁꯁꯨ ꯆꯠꯊꯕ ꯍꯧꯔꯦ ꯁꯥꯇ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ
Observation Committee of the Great Zone Uprising Unity Day 2025, comprising representatives from United Committee Manipur UCM and All Manipur United Clubs Organization AMUKO, have urged the public to take part in the upcoming observance at Kekrupat on June 18th. During a press conference, Chairman PRIYOBARTA Nando Luwang emphasized that the event will honor those who lost their lives during the 2001 protests against an agreement between the central government and NSNIM. He further underscored the significance of unity, urging citizens to stand together in remembrance and solidarity. Furthermore, PH Nando urged the public to pay floral tributes at the memorial site.
Kekrupat adugumba Manipur gi apun masaktam gi damga thawaina pantha pi khaba kya gi yata phom bari mafam sida akoi makoi mitam da makoi gi photo da akoi leisu kalaga akoi isa ne sa thona am hapsaba hanu akanba prithvi gi force amo gera bharat gi force wa any winning boy duna su Manipur thugai na hona ta gadi akoi thawai pamudana akoi adum iripak irimdam gi Manipur gi apun masaktam gi damga ta thabak tawdun lakhigani leihigani haibado madu akoi sahi khudingi nahongna amka ju warep lawjaraga isa ne sa thona hapsari bane adu madumangnasu ngasi fawada thengkang kya da matam gi Bharat Sarkar na akoi Manipur thugaina bhona lagasu masibaw Manipur miyam gi apunba mariba nungsibagi wakalon akoi thugai bangam da leiri adun hadakisu kun maririk suba the Great Zone Uprising Unity Day se mapung phana koi pangthokna ba thaurang tawjari ada Manipur gi miyam na adugumba athoba sing Manipur gi apunba saktam gi dum thawaina pantha pikraba athoba sing asigi mafamda bartuan phangba phangdaba thibidana akoi isa isa gi thokdang na khallaga adugumba अथोबसिंग यता फंबरिबा केकुरपाता लापीरगा अखोय हेकल लेकत तंबदा सरुक याबियु
खुनाय सि कन्नब होनबदा अखोय थवाइना पंथा पीख्रबा अथौबसिंग अदुगी मफमदा चही खुदिंगी हेकत लेकत तंबा थोरमसी पुन्ना सरुक यामिनदुना अपुन्मा मणिपुर खुनाय मा अगन्नब होनबदा अखोयगी थमोइदा फावरिबा वाखलोल सिंग अदुगा लोइनना अथौबसिंग दुगो फमदा हेकत लेकत तमिनसी हाइबा वाफम ऑब्जर्वेशन कमिटी के माइकेतगी थमजगे कोई निंगसिंग थोक्ट्रिगे मतमदगी लेमिनराबा कांगलो फुरुप सिंगसे मसीना अपुनबा खुनाय मा सागनब होनबदai कोई गोइबा इरमद मसी काइबे यारोयना जंक्शन खिबा अदुमलबा अथौबसिंग अदो निंगसिंग हाइबसी नायसिगी तौफद्रबा दुमलबा थौगायमनी हाइबसी ऑब्जर्वेशन कमिटी की फौजो वाफम अमखंगनि
Central government has officially announced that the country's 16th census will be conducted in 2027 with March 1st, 2027 as the reference date, except for Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir's snowbound areas, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, where it will be October 1st, 2026. The census will be conducted in two phases. The phase 1 is house listing operation, in which the housing conditions, assets and amenities of each household will be collected. In the second phase, which is population enumeration, the demographic, socio-economic, cultural and other details of every person in each household will be collected. In this census, caste enumeration will also be done. For census activities, about 34 lakh enumerators and supervisors and around 1.3 lakh census functionaries will be deployed. The ensuing census will be conducted through digital means using mobile applications. Provision of self-enumeration would also be made available to the people. Very stringent data security measures would be kept in place to ensure data security at the time of collection, transmission and storage. This census will mark the 16th national census since its inception and the 8th since India's independence. Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla chaired a high-level COVID-19 review meet at Raj Bhavan today to assess the state's preparedness in view of recent advisories from the Union Health Ministry. Top officials, including Manipur Chief Secretary and senior health department personnel, attended the meeting. The governor was briefed on the availability of diagnostics, PPE kits, oxygen supply, ICU and isolation wards, essential medicines and surveillance via the IDSP IHIP portal. Key challenges such as testing capacity and hospital readiness were discussed. The governor stressed the need for proactive measures, strengthened healthcare infrastructure and public awareness to effectively manage any potential COVID-19 resurgence. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has instructed all state relief commissioners to prepare district disaster management plan for each district within 90 days. The Union Minister gave the instruction while addressing the conference of relief commissioners of states and union territories and disaster response forces in New Delhi today. Speaking further, Amit Shah emphasized the critical role of disaster management plan at district level in responding to disasters. He asserted that the government is moving ahead with zero casualty approach while responding to disasters, adding that India has made significant achievements in the areas of capacity, efficiency, speed and accuracy in the last 10 years. The Union Home Minister went on to highlight the efficiency of National Disaster Management Authority, National Disaster Response Force and Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, saying their endeavors have brought India closer to becoming a global leader in the field of disaster management. Manipur reported 7 new COVID-19 cases today, taking the total infected number to 20 in the state. An official update issued today informed that 5 new cases were found in Imphal West District, 1 case each in Kaching District and Thobal District. Out of the 10 samples that were tested in Imphal West District, 5 samples came out positive for COVID-19. 1 sample each were tested at Kaching and Thobal District and both came out positive for COVID. Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity (COCOMI) has urged CSOs, student bodies, local clubs and public to extend full cooperation and support in receiving the mortal remains of Kongrailatpam Nganthoi Sharma and Namlungthem Singson at Imphal International Airport to ensure dignified return to their respective families for final rites. In a press release, COCOMI said that according to reports from the respective families, mortal remains of the 2 victims are currently undergoing DNA identification for confirmation, which is expected to take approximately 72 hours. COCOMI also called upon the state government and concerned authorities to make all necessary arrangements for the smooth transfer of the bodies to their homes. The committee further reiterated its commitment to extend any coordination or assistance required during the process. All Manipur Muslims Coordinating Committee (AMUKOK) has urged the government to hand over Abdul Qadir, who allegedly went missing after going out from his residence within 48 hours. Addressing a press meet held today at its Hatta Golapati office, AMUKOK President SM Jalal alleged that Abdul Qadir was reportedly detained and assaulted by locals of Yumnam Huidromakhalikai on June 10th on the charge of robbery and subsequently handed over to a team of Arambai Tingol Unit 27 led by one Khaba. Continuing that the missing man was a person with intellectual disability, he questioned the reasonable ground for detaining him and assaulting him. While informing that the JSC has submitted a memorandum to Manipur Governor, Chief Secretary and Security Advisor among others in this regard, and urged to produce and hand over the same to his family within 48 hours, Jalal warned that the JSC will take on democratic forms of agitation if the government fail to fulfill their demand. He also cautioned that mob lynching and acts of taking law into hands by certain individuals may seriously damage the communal harmony and invite unwanted incidents.
Abdul Qadir se miyam ga miman natre wakhan manatre haidram Manipur sarkar na certified tauraba Bharat Daingak na certified tauraba masagi mafi phawa masana setchaba ngamdaba numituda thokibada sediba khudaidu phawa imung manunggi mioi singna setpa aduma mioi se ngasi phawgi manungda pawbide hariba khungang asida masagi khungang chida nongmata mi amagi leitum mam yetum mama phawa lorambagi record leitriba adugumba mioi se yumnam huidrom ma khale kaigi mioi singduna huran bani haina mabu matau karamna thawi na pundana makhut masa pullaga kamaina phuri bano madugi mentality si karamba mentality no machine machin dagi hoi haiba natana baba ima haiba natana karigumba ama fawa thokpa ngamdaba adugumba mioi ase wakhal miman natrabani haiba si fawa makhoida khangba ngambagi adugumba tanjadu leikhidabra adugumba mioi tuda karigino minungsi achuk yaudana mob lynching to biri base karigino si mob ki mentality se sina leipak sida kayam kuina chugumba thabak thong singchen kayam kuina ekhoi leipak sida santi ore kadoino kamaina nungsina ba lakadoino rule of law sibo masa masa na makhut makhut ta pairaga pangtong to bose akhoi khunai sina kayam kuina yenaga leikhiche haiblo henmalle that's too much leipak si sumaina tawradi yararo kanglu phurup ki oiba miyengda masi chalhangumsi manipur da leriba leipak miyam punamakna kanglu phurup khaidana akhoi masi gi chapchaba justice ki damakta akhoi khongpham chetna lepmin nasi amasu kholau lawmin nasi lamdam sida sigumba yanghai daba tahai daba adugumba thodok wathok singche matungda laktana nabagi thabak to matang sida chapchana akhoi miyam punamakna tawminaba matam oire ha wafam se ai thamjage ba.
And it's time for a short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching SKTV.
I come from Ukhrul, a small town in Manipur. While growing up, I didn't always see how my voice could shape decision. But I've learned something important. Every vote counts. And it begins with your name on the electoral roll. If you are turning 18 on or before the 1st of July, it's your time. It's your right. Register to vote. Don't wait to be told. Don't let others decide for you. Wherever you are from, your voice matters. Get registered as a voter and be counted. Count me in.
Welcome back, and in further news, President of Sayol, Maisnam Buddha, has urged the government to take swift action to restore normalcy in the state. He was speaking at the second Foundation Day celebration of Sayol held at Chingjamai Chingamakha Maisnam Lekai today. Speaking further, M. Buddha said, Sayol was established to provide aid to Meitei village volunteers who were safeguarding the state from Kuki militants. He also reiterated that members of Sayol are always prepared to take up arms in order to safeguard the state. A blood donation and a medical camp was also conducted as part of the celebration. Maisnam Buddha further asserted that there should be no separation within the state, and regardless of the circumstances, people will still stand firm for the state.
Gisagi, Kongyang Sisukuna, Handanaba, Makoisim Pulapulaga, Hajan Tominadona, Hasan Panalainaba, Adugum Bomaike, the Celebudi, Akoina Haron Singsi, Achumba, Lambi the Purapa, Namdana, Akoigileba Kisabata, Imalabaki Damakta, Akoina Gasika, Igi Danase, Imalabaki Damak, Hibasini, Igi Danasi, Henasawada, Lati Haine, Raktadan, Haina Yuko, Aruna, Hasigumba, Igi Danase, Pibi Singoina, Apunsisu, Opensisopa, Lemor Gumba, Sinamaina, Masamo.
Vehicular movement along National Highway 37 has resumed after a temporary halt due to heavy spillage of mud near Makru Bridge. According to information collected by SKTV from the spot, it is said that cutting of hills and excavation works for road expansion at the site triggered the incident, causing many trucks and other vehicles stranded for long hours nearby the area. However, vehicular movement have been resumed after a road construction company cleared the road section using their machinery. Yaripok to Kaithilmanbi Road Development Organization has partially eased its long-standing restriction on the movement of heavy vehicles from Azad Golai to Kaithilmanbi stretch. The restriction was imposed upon heavy vehicles due to the poor and unsafe condition of the road. In a press release, Yaripok to Kaithilmanbi Road Development Organization highlighted that they held a meeting with Thobal Turel Nunglengoi Drivers and Owners Association and took the resolution to partially allow movement of heavy vehicles on this road stretch. As per the agreement, The movement of heavy vehicles will be prohibited between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. in consideration of daily school hours. Heavy loaded vehicles are permanently banned from exceeding the designated weight limit on the road. To mitigate dust on the road, Thobal Turel Nunglengoi Drivers and Owners Association has agreed to implement a policy requiring heavy loaded vehicles to make a contribution of 200 rupees. Former Chief Minister N. Biren has expressed joy on the commission of 6 youths from Manipur as officers in Indian Army. In a post on X, Biren stated that he was proud of Thokchom Shigarth, M. Denish Singh, Nauton Meitei, Nauba, Meghnath Soibam and Ronendro Angom on being commissioned together as officers in Indian Army after completing their training at National Defence Academy and Indian Military Academy. Further stating that the journey of 6 youths that began from the parade grounds of Sainik School and reached ranks of Indian Army reflects grit and brotherhood, the ex-Chief Minister highlighted that Manipur make the highest per capita contribution to the armed forces with nearly 350 officers, although the state has a mere population of just 30 lakh. He also wished the Manipuri youth to inspire many more through their service. Centre for Development Initiatives CDI Imphal observed International Domestic Workers Day on the theme Recognizing Care, Advancing Dignity and Rights for Domestic Workers at Josephine Salvi Hall in Sangakam today. About 40 domestic workers participated in the program, which highlighted the important contribution of domestic workers in maintaining households and nurturing families, which is often overlooked as the work performed by domestic workers come under informal sector. During the program, domestic workers also shared their problems and challenges which they faced in their daily workplaces. The International Domestic Workers Day is mainly celebrated to recognize and appreciate the sacrifices and contribution the domestic workers have in our society. The program concluded with a pledge where the domestic workers vowed to organize, register and demand dignity and rights. Dr. Helena Eye Hospital and Institute, Humanity Service Foundation and Eco Network Manipur and Leishemba VLF of Hairok 3 Inganglok jointly organized a free eye camp at Nompok Ningtho Panthoibi Laibung today. During the eye camp, many individuals with eye problems including cataract underwent necessary screening and operation besides distributing medicines free of cost to those in need. Members of IMA Trust provided daily essentials to displaced persons from Chochanpur who are residing at Langol Zone 1 relief camp today. Members also interacted with residents of the relief camp during the visit. IMA Trust also reiterated their commitment to provide necessary aids to the relief camp in the future. And in sports, 3 Pencak Silat athletes from Manipur, including 2 men and 1 woman, have been selected to join the Indian team for the upcoming 9th Senior Asian Pencak Silat Championship 2025. The championship is set to take place in Ha Tinh Province, Vietnam from July 24th to 31st, and it will be organized by Vietnam Pencak Silat Federation, Vietnam Olympic Committee along with its Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism under the aegis of International Pencak Silat Federation and Asian Pencak Silat Federation. The selected athletes are Thokchom Roji Chanu, Wahengbam Sudhir Mitay and Prem Chandra Yengkhom. They will compete with other athletes on a global stage in different categories. Secretary of Pencak Silat Association of Manipur, L. Ranjit, also congratulated the selected athletes in a press release. Davidson Khumbong Mayum, a resident of Sagolban Ingudam Lekai, has been selected to take part in a national trial which will select shooters to represent India in the upcoming Asian Shooting Championship 2025. The national trial will be held in Dehradun from July 5th to 23rd. Shooter Davidson Khumbong will take part in junior men 10-meter rifle event. Davidson, son of Khumbong Dilip and Kongrai Latpam Amita, started training at Blossom Shooting Range under the aegis of Manipur Rifle Association MRA. On the other hand, Kongrai Latpam Ashish of Sagolban Tera Yengkhom Lerag has been selected as Judge Range Officer for the national trial. And in today's weather report, according to ICAR Regional Center Imphal, state's maximum temperature was recorded at 27.2 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 92% in the morning and 97% in the evening. The state received 8.5 millimeters rainfall in the last 24 hours. And that is all we could pack in this bulletin. But before we end, here are the headlines once again. Irabot Foundation demands fair compensation for farmers who have been affected by flood, drought and conflict in the state. Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Medical Sciences (JNIMS) resumed service from today, including OPD and emergency operations after the hospital's operations were halted for days due to recent flood. Government issues census notification. Census of population will begin from March 1st, 2027. And Union Home Minister Amit Shah directs state relief commissioners to prepare district disaster management plan for each district in the next 90 days. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri News with my colleague Luchingbi. Stay tuned.